ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदं सगणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषावानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So thank you very much. Today we are going to talk about very important topics, these glories and glories of the Lord, Supreme Lord. How the Supreme Lord Krishna is unlimitedly merciful. So to whom it may concern, Lord bestows his causeless mercy, even to the point of demons, even to the demon also. Those who have come with a very malicious, malefied intention to kill him, Lord also bestows his causeless mercy. Just like a father is always very affectionate, and he is ready to forgive and accommodate the mischievous, whimsical attitudes and activities of the child, rebellious child. So we are like a rebellious child. We are very mischief and whimsical, torn away from the Lord. Despite all this damnant audacity and all kind of atrocious activities, Lord still is ready to reconcile with us, ready to accommodate, forgive us, and not only that, bestows causeless mercy to every living entity, up to the demons. So today we are going to discuss about these four characters, four personalities who got the unlimited mercy of the Lord. That proves that Lord bestows causeless mercy irrespective of the personalities, irrespective of the character of this recipient. And four of them like Gajendra, second one is Ajamila, third one is Putana, and fourth one is Aghasura. So we are going to discuss that how the Supreme Lord has got the mercy. So here it says that very beautiful verses in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Mam hi partha vyapasrita. So for Krishna is so kind that there is no such restriction for any living entity to approach him and receive the causeless mercy. So here say, Mam hi partha vyapasritya yapi su papajona striya vaisya tatha sudra tapi anti param gati. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, O son of Pitta, those who take shelter in me, though they be lower of birth, women, Vaishyas, merchant, as well as Sudras, workers can approach the supreme destination. So there is no such bar. There is no such qualification, whether it's a demons, devotee, anybody somehow and other approaches Krishna, whether it is intentionally, unintentionally, or inattentively, indirectly, Lord bestows his causeless mercy. That is the very wonderful and very supremely wonderful, supremely amazing attributes of the Lord, that he is unlimitedly merciful. So in other verses also Krishna himself declared in Bhagavatam, we can see here, we can understand how the Lord is so merciful. So he told that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how low you are, but my mercy, Krishna's mercy is Kirata Hundadra Pulinda Pulaksga Avira Sambha Javana kasadara anya papo yad aprasa asraya sudhyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. The beautiful verses here. It is say that Kirata, Hunas, Andhra, Pulinda, Puliksa, Abhira, Sambha, Jabana, member of Khasa races, even other addicted to sinful act can be purified by taking shelter of the devotee of the Lord. Due to his being supreme power, I beg to offer my respectful obeisance. Even this, all these low people, they can also approach the God without any restriction. Although Krishna says, Jathamang prapandyante stang tateva ham vadami. So Krishna reward according to one's surrender. Nonetheless, he is so much merciful. He goes out of his purview to bestow his mercy. Even though a person is not surrendering to the, not deserve to get the mercy. Therefore, it is called causeless mercy, without any particular cause. So this is this some of the verses we say that the Lord mercy is very, very, extremely merciful. Extremely merciful Lord is. So in these beautiful verses also Krishna say, surrender soul even from the groups leading of sinful lives such as women, labor class, mountaineers, savaras, even bird, beast can also know about the science of God and become liberated from the clutches of illusory energy by surrendering unto the pure devotee of the Lord, by following in their footsteps in devotional service. So many ways Lord is arranging us to bring us back to Him. Even though we are not the right recipient of His mercy, but still, nonetheless, Lord bestows His causeless mercy. So, one more verses, then we can go to the topics of Aghasura, topics of, Gajendra. So he said that such living entity as a Daitya, Rakshasa, Bard, Beast, Gandharva, Apsara, Naga, Siddhas, Charana, Guhyakya, Vidyadharas, as well as lower class of human beings, Vaishya, Sudra, women, other were able to achieve my supreme abode. Vitasur, Prahlad, Maharaj, other like who also achieve my abode by association with my devotee. Did personalities such as Vrishaparva, Bali Maharaj, Manasur, Maya, Vibhishana, Sugriva, Hanuman, Jambavan, Gajendra, Jatau, and Tuladhara, Dharmavyada, Kubja, Gopis in Vrindavan, wives of Brahmana who were performing sacrifice. So all these people they have got it. They have received this one. What to speak about the devotee, even the non-devotee, the Rakshasa, demons like Aghasura, the embodiment of the sin, he also receives the Lord's mercy. He's got the not only Saujya Bhakti, he's got the Sarupya Bhakti also, stated by Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So this is the unlimited mercy of the glories of the Lord. We can see the first thing is, we can see the Gajendra story. So Gajendra was an elephant king. In Krikut mountain, he was entering into this pond for a sports, and unprecedentedly he was caught by a crocodile, and there was a 10,000 of celestial fighting between crocodile and elephant. Elephant became very weak, and in a very despondent situation, very deep anxiety in a deep water, he called out the Lord, but he did not specifically name the Lord. But nonetheless, none of the demigod came forward to help, but Supreme Lord, He came and helped him. Just imagine if someone is not called out specifically the name, specific name, how we can go and help them. But Supreme Lord is so causelessly merciful, profoundly merciful. He came and helped the Gajendra and killed the crocodile, saved the Gajendra by brandishing his celestial weapon and saved the crocodile. So here it is said that beautiful verses where Gajendra is praying. So Gajendra is saying that Sarvendra Gunadraste Sarva Prataya Hetave Asata Asadachayataya Sadabhasayate Namaha. So Gajendra is praying here, my Lord, you are the observer for all objective of the sense. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problem of doubt. Material world is just like a shadow resembling. You indeed one accept the material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your existence. So here he is praying, but he is not praying directly to the Supreme Lord. Nama namaste akhila karanaya. Niskaranya Adbhuta Karanaya. So here it is, he is not praying directly to the Lord, his name. My Lord, you are the cause of all causes, but you yourself has no cause. Therefore, you are wonderful cause of everything. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, who are the shelter of the Vedic literature, contained in the Shastric like Pancharatra, Vedanta Sutra, which are your presentation. So because it is you who can give liberation, you are only shelter of all transcendentalists. Let me offer my respect. So here he is only indirectly, he is not specifying the names, but indirectly some attribute of the Supreme Lord. But nonetheless, Lord responded, and by responding, Lord is actually showing his mercy. He came to rescue this. He came to rescue the elephant. I do not wish to live anymore after I release from the attack of the crocodile. What is the use of an elephant body covered by external and internal ignorance? I simply desire into eternal revelation from the covering of ignorance. That covering is not destroyed by the influence of time. So here so many attributes he is telling his deep anxiety, is praying to the Lord. And Lord is now coming and helping him to get us out. After hearing this prayer, so Gajendra had been forcibly captured by the crocodile in the water, was feeling acute pain, but when he saw that Narayana holding his wrist was coming in the sky on the back of Garuda, he immediately took a lotus flower in his trunk. With great difficulty due to his painful condition, he uttered the following word, O my Lord Narayana, Master of the universe, Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my obeisance. See here it is said that he prayed all the attribute, but he do not know that Narayana, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the Govinda, the Narayana, so he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You do not know, but some attribute, not specific name, but out of his causeless mercy, Lord nonetheless came to rescue. And all the demigods, they also here, they are also capable of saving the elephant, Gajendra, but they did not come. But on the other hand, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very rushingly came to the spot and immediately brandishing his celestial weapon and saved the elephant Gajendra. So that is the very, very extraordinary attribute of the Lord, that he bestows his causeless mercy. Nonetheless, one is not specifically or directly address his name. It's an indirect address of his name. Indirectly addressing him for the help. So that is one of the examples how the Lord, Supreme Lord, is very incredibly, immensely magnanimous. So another example is Ajamil. The story of Ajamil is very interesting. So Ajamil is a very Brahman, is a very good Brahman, very cultured Brahman, is Kounaj, Kanpur presently. So he was doing very nicely for as Brahmanas, Brahma Karma, equality and activities, Patana, Patana, Jadana, Jadana, all these things. He was doing very nice. He is controlling Sama, Dhamma, etc. So he is following all regulative principle of Brahmana. Somehow and others, when he went to collecting some the paraphernalia for worship of the Lord, Supreme Lord. So he confronted a Sudrani, a low class people embracing. So that triggered the lusty desire. So he was, after seeing this scene and returning home, he was always, although he was married, beautiful wife, very devoted wife, but he was always thinking of that prostitute. And eventually he married to him and kicked out his wife and other family members. So, and he adopted to maintain, he procreated so many children in order to maintain them. He adopted a very irregulative principle, very sinful activities, sinful method to maintain his family, extended family. So at the time of death, the Yamaraj, the Jamaduta, the messenger of Yamaraj, they came to take the soul for punishment. But somehow and other, by providentially, by mercy of Krishna, he remembers. He called out his younger son, and happened to be the name Narayana. So he called out his younger son Narayana, Narayana, like, So at the same time, the Vishnuduta came and rescued him, prohibited, forbid the Jamaduta to take, and rescued him. Not only that, after a few days, brought him back to Vaikuntha. So here the story says that even though a person who is indirectly addressing the name of the Lord, Pavitra Pavitra Va, Sarvavasta Gatapi Va, Josmarate Pundarikhyakam Sabhayantar. Whether one is a clean minded, whether is a impure, pure minded, whosoever remembers the Lord, even in intentionally, unintentionally, indirectly, Lord is ready to bestow his causeless mercy. He himself identified. No, 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 he did not call somewhere. He called me. So Lord took it. So Lord always took this, positive side. No, he called me. Indirectly also he called my name. So that is the mercy of the Lord. It is stated in this beautiful sixth canto of Ajamila story that how Ajamila, while suffering at the time of death, Ajamila chanted the holy name of the Lord. Although chanting was directed toward his son, he nevertheless returned home back to Godhead. Therefore, if one faithfully, inoffensively chant the holy name of the Lord, where is the doubt of that he will not return to Godhead? That is very, very important point. Ajamila indirectly he addressed and chant the name of the Lord, Narayana, his younger son name. And he went back to Godhead. But a person who is inoffensively chanting the holy name, where is the question of, where is the doubt of that he will not return to God? That is the causeless mercy of the Lord. Lord has incarnated in the holy name, particularly in this age of Kali, in the age of dissension, discrepancy, to revive our Krishna consciousness, to bring us back to Godhead, simply by process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. This is His mercy, His manifesting. चैतन्य महाप्रभु से नाम नाम करी बहुधा निज सर्प शक्ति तत्रापित नियमित स्मरणेन काल एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान ममापि. What is the कृपा? Ocean of mercy you are manifesting as a name, and it is as powerful as you. You have deposited all your spiritual power, spiritual magnificence in this name. By simply chanting your name, one can easily go back to God. Gurdevam idisri mihadana. But we have no attraction, that is the problem. So here Ajamila simply by indirectly chanted. That is the essence of chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is what causeless mercy. So therefore, the verses it is said that Lord is so merciful. Ajamila has already atoned for all the sinful action. Indeed, he has atoned not only for the sin performed in one life, but for those performed in millions' life. For in a helpless condition, he chanted the name of the Narayana. Even though he did not chant purely, he chanted without offense, and therefore he is now pure and eligible for liberation. So he did not chant purely, but offenselessly. He just saw he is chanting Narayana, that's all. And he went back to Godhead. Therefore, it is stated that when a person is indirectly is chanting, still he will get this result. Sankyatam parihascham va sthovam helanam eva va vaikuntha nama grihanam. Vaikuntha nama grahanam asesaga haram vidu. Simply by chanting the Vaikuntha nama grahana, one who chants the holy name of the Lord is immediately free from the reaction of unlimited sins, even if he chants indirectly or to indicate something else. So to indicate something else, that is called indirect chanting. Ajamila is indirect, is not chanting the actually directly the name of the Lord, but indirectly the name of his son, who is happened to be the name, whose name is happened to be Narayana, same as the Supreme Lord. Jokingly for musical entertainment, even neglectfully. This is accepted by all learned scholars. All learned scholars of the scripture. So this is very magnificent, sir. This is very, very, very good actually. How Lord is so merciful. Indirectly, if somebody is taking your name very indirectly, somebody is, how can one will come forward and help? Nobody will come. But nonetheless, Lord is very merciful. He come forward and help the Ajamil to go back to Godhead. It's very important. And there are so many beautiful verses there where it says that the importance of chanting also. Lord has come with this beautiful thing that anybody, even a sinful like Ajamila, he can also get all this benefit. It is stated that although not having fully realized Krishna, person who have even one surrender completely unto his lotus feet, who have become attracted to his name, form, quality, pastime, and completely freed from all sinful action. For they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Even in dreams, such surrender soul do not see Yamaraj or his other carrier, who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. See, that's why Ajamila was escaped because of name. So Lord has manifested his name, incarnated in his name. So merciful Lord. Person who is not even befitting, deserving candidate, but Lord is bestowing his. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also same thing. Papi tapi jatra chila hari name uddhavi. Sthana vicharane pat what that he does not see who is the object of mercy, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also bestows all his causeless mercy to reclaim the fallen conditioned soul, particularly in this deplorable age of Kali. So then this is Ajamila story. Then we can go to the story of Aghasura, story of Putana. That is the extreme merciful. So story of Putana is very very important. It is stated these beautiful verses. Let's chant these verses. Aho bakiyam tanakalakutam digham sayapayadapi asandi leve gatim dhatrim muchitam tatochutam tatanyam kamba dayalum saranam bhajema kamba dayalum saranam bhajema. Oh, alas, how one can have anyone other than Supreme Lord? Alas, how shall I take shelter of one merciful than him? Who can be so merciful than him? Because a person who is approaching you and you know that he has got a externally he is very attractive attire, wearing wearing a very attractive attire dress, but his internal mood is very deceitful, very envious, intent of killing you. How can one forgive? Not only forgive Lord, Lord has given Putana a witch, Putana, a mother status of mother. Therefore, here Sukadev Goswami telling, how shall I take shelter to one merciful than him, Lord Krishna, who granted the position of mother to the sea demon Putana, although she was faithless, has prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. This is very, very important thing. So Prabhupada written that here is an example of extreme mercy of the Lord, even to his enemy. It is said that noblemen accept the good quality of a person of doubtful character, just as one accepts the nectar from the stalk of poison. In his babyhood, he was administered deadly poison by Putana. A sea demon should try to kill wonderful baby, and because he was a demon, it was impossible for her to know the Supreme Lord, even though playing the part of the baby was no one less than the same Supreme Personality of God. So here it is said that how Lord is so merciful. Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be affectionate mother, allowing Krishna to suck her breast. Lord accepts the least qualification of the living entity and awards him the highest reward. That is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be the ultimate shelter? So Putana is the very, what we say, very malicious, malignant. Is the killer of child killer, child murderer. So he came when Krishna was 5 years, not 5 years, 3 days, 6 days old, 6 days. So he came, approaches Krishna. She came and with a very good dress, very externally very attractive attire, but internally his very atrocious attitude of killing Krishna because she was sent by the Kansa to kill Krishna. Krishna knew that. Krishna, who knows everything, he knew that Krishna, Putana has come with that deceitful disposition deceitful, this atrocious attitude of killing. Nonetheless, he allowed her to sock the breast, sock her breast, and liberated him. Not only liberated, given the status of a mother. That is the extreme mercy of Krishna. Extremely mercy. Therefore, even a person is pretending to become to Lord, approaching Lord, he will get the reward, highest reward. Least qualification, a person is approaching with least qualification, get the highest award. That is this mercy of the Lord. Pretending to be. Acharyas are writing that somehow and other Putana approaches the Lord. Whatever the intention behind it, he approaches the Lord. That is the quality, this wonderful and magnificent quality attribute of the Supreme Lord. Sudama also very nicely say that how the Lord quality is so magnanimous. He has very nicely said that Lord consider even the greatest benediction to be insignificant, while he magnifies even the small service rendered to him by his well-wishing devotee. Thus, with the pleasure of Supreme Soul, accepted a single palmful of the flat rice I brought him. See, Sudama came with a little flat rice, but Lord has given him riches. He bestows his mercy. So this is the Lord qualities attribute. And finally, there's so many quality, but we have time constant now. Aghasura. So Aghasura thing is very, very important. So we will tell you, before we tell you Aghasura, we will show that this how Aghasura is very, very, very atrocious. Aghasura was not only came to kill the Krishna, but entire Braja community. So this beautiful verses is there. So this beautiful verses it is say that how the Aghasura is the this is a beautiful verses. So here it is said that Krishna is the cause of all, the cause and effect of material world, both higher and lower. All are created by supreme knowledge. When Krishna appeared as son of Nanda Maharaj Yashoda, he did so by causeless mercy. Consequently, for him to exhibit his unlimited opulence was not at all wonderful. Indeed, he showed such a great mercy that even Aghasura, the most sinful miscreant, was elevated to being one of his associates, achieving the Sarupya Mukti, which is actually impossible for material contaminated person to attain. So, this Aghasura is embodiment. He is the Putana, he is the brother of Putana, younger brother of Putana and Bakasur. So, Lord killed the Putana and Bakasur. So, now he wanted to revenge Krishna. He came as a big python, opening his mouth like a cave or scenic spot. His intention is that he will, in pretest of this big open mouth, as if it's a very cave or very scenic spot. So as soon as the cowherd boys and Krishna will enter, then he will kill. Once the cowherd boys and Krishna kill, all the parents also will die with separation from their children. So his whole intention, very, very what you say, very malefied intention, to destroy or to kill entire Braja community. That was his embodiment of sin. It is said that he is very, very, what you say, most sinful miscreant. Aghasura is a python. So, and his plan was very good. By seeing his mouth as a cave or scenic spot, the cowherd boys enter into that mouth and become collapsed. But Krishna understood this intention of the Aghasura. He went inside at the throat, he expanded himself and choked, suffocated Aghasura. Aghasura died, but his soul went out in the sky and entered into the body of the Krishna. That means he got the initially called the Saujya Bhakti. After that, he got the Sarupya Bhakti. So here it is said that although he is such a miscreant, sinful miscreant, but he was elevated to become one of his associates and achieving Sarupya Mukti. Sarupya means same form in the Vaikuntha. See how merciful Lord is. Prabhupada is written a very extensive, what do you say, purport in this. Therefore, Sarupya Mukti was not at all wonderful for Krishna. Krishna took pleasure in entering the mouth of Aghasura in sporting spirit along with his associate. Therefore, when Aghasura by that sporting association is maintained in the spiritual world was purified all contamination. He attained spiritual. So, this is the thing. Krishna, little bit of service, little bit of unintentionally somehow and other Aghasura got this opportunity that Krishna went inside his mouth. That means a little association of the Krishna. He received the little association. Somewhere in Vishwanath Chakravarti says, in that particular split of moment, he thought of Krishna. Therefore, he got this Harutva Mukti. So, it's very, very, that is also not so wonderful. Here it is said that this is not wonderful. This is nothing for Krishna. But nonetheless, Krishna has given to Aghasura. Therefore, one of these beautiful verses in Padyavali, Rupa Goswami is very nicely speaking that I have no devotion, I have no faith, I have no austerity, but I have one hope that you delivered Aghasura. He is the embodiment of sin. For that reason, I have hope that I also will get the mercy of yours. Rupa Goswami is praying Padyavali, one of the verses. If even only once or even by the force one brings the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead into one's mind, one can attain the supreme salvation by the mercy of Krishna, as did Aghasura. When Krishna entered the mouth of Aghasura, then he thought of Krishna. He thought the form of the Krishna in the mind. That caused the Aghasura get liberation. Solpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahata bhayat. So little bit of devotional service, a little bit of for a moment, even by force, Aghasura actually not voluntarily thinking of Krishna. Somehow by force, because Krishna stepped into his mouth, entered into the mouth. If he was forced to bring the Krishna form in his mind, that made the Aghasura to get salvation to the point of Sarupya Bhakti, associated Lord in the same form in Vaikuntha. From this point, from this statement, from this, the transcendental activities of the Lord, we can understand the Lord bestows His causeless mercy to whomsoever it may concern. It doesn't matter if the demon and devotee. When it is to be said that those whose heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead enters when He appears as an incarnation, or those who always think of lotus feet of the Lord, which is source of transcendental bliss for all living entity, by whom all illusion is completely removed. If he can deliver the demons by showing his causeless mercy, why not the devotee? What is the question of doubt? Devotee also can. That is the extreme mercy of Krishna to deliver the Aghasura. Therefore, Brahmaji also praying. One of the verses, Brahmaji praying that I am bewildered. Esam ghosho nivhasinam utabhavan kim deva rateti nas cheta vishwa phalat phalam tava param. Beautiful verses. So here it is saying that my mind becomes bewildered just trying to think of what reward other than you could be found anywhere. These previous verses, Ahobaki, that who can be more merciful than Lord? Here it is saying that what reward other than it could be found, you could be found anywhere other than Lord. You are the embodiment of all benediction which you bestow upon this resident of cowherd community Vrindavan. You have already arranged to give yourself to Putana and her family member in exchange for disguising herself as a devotee. So what is left for you? So Putana came as a very attractive attire as a devotee, as a gopi, as a disguise. Still Krishna bestowed. No, you are devotee. That's all. So what is left for you to give this devotee of Vrindavan, whose homes, wealth, friends, dear relation, body, children, and very life's heart are all dedicated to you, or dedicated only for you, only to you. So this is the very nice All examples from Gajendra, who is indirectly addressing the Lord, calling out the God. Ajamil, who is chanting indirectly the name of the Lord. Putana, who has a externally as a devotee, they address, but internally he has come with malicious attitude and atrocious attitude. And Aghasur, he has a he has the intention of destroying entire Braj community, but somehow and other by force, once he brought the Lord's form in the mind, and also he allowed Lord to sport on his mouth and his play, also his coward boy. That slightest association of the Lord, and all of them got the benediction. All of them got liberation. So that is the extreme mercy of the Lord. So therefore Brahma is praying that I am bewildered that you have given to Putana and his whole family, Bakasur, Aghasura, everybody got liberated. You are the embodiment of benediction. Who can find the better benediction anywhere else? That is Brahma is glorifying the Lord. Therefore it is stated that all the demons, devotee, all of them, they get liberated. So this is the verses we will end up with this verse. The Supreme Personality of God had descended to kill the demoniac king who were burden of the earth, to protect the saintly devotee. However, both demons and the devotee are awarded liberation by the Lord's mercy. Thus his transcendental fame has spread throughout. So although Lord came paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya chatuskrita, but Lord is absolute. Lord is so merciful. Even though he come to destroy or annihilate the miscreant, but miscreants nonetheless are liberated. And devotee also liberated. That is his mercy. That is his extremely merciful. He bestows his causeless mercy, whomsoever it may concern. That is the appropriate word, appropriate title for the Lord's wonderful, magnificent attribute. So we'll end with one more verses is there. I will witness this is Sisi Antya is there. One more verse is very nice verse. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Purushottama, the greatest of all persons, has a pure mind. He is so gentle that even if his servant is implicated in great offense, he does not take it very seriously. Indeed, if his servant renders some small service, Lord accept it as being a great. Even if his envious person blaspheme the Lord, Lord never manifests anger against him. Such are the great quality. This is the great quality of the Lord. He never takes. He always thinks the positive with positivity of this, positive attribute of the devotee, servant, or envious person also, miscreant also. He took the Aghasura's positive thing. Somehow he allowed to sports in the mouth and brought my form in his mind for a split of second. That is the extreme mercy. So this is a very befitting, appropriate title that Lord bestows his causeless mercy, whosoever it may concern, whosoever, even is a fallen conditioned soul, heaven has a bad intention, somehow or another, Lord is ready to bestow. This is the best quality of the Lord. He is always ready to bestow his causeless mercy to a conditioned soul. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.